Hello everyone, this is محمد عرفه. Now let's talk about something which is going to be as a kind of controversial issue actually. Recently I've received loads of questions, loads of queries, lots of messages asking for the difference between IELTS and TOEFL. Let's talk together for this episode about the difference between IELTS and TOEFL clearly in order to know what are the strength points and what are the weakness points according to the candidate in order to decide by the end which test that we could take. First of all, let's talk about IELTS versus TOEFL. In front of us, you can see that for the IELTS, we are talking here about the 4 skills. And the 4 skills for us here are listening, reading, writing, speaking. When talking about the IELTS, let's start by the listening section. And the listening section here, the number of questions here is 40 questions and the time given is 30 minutes. For the reading section, we have 40 questions and the time given is 60 minutes. The writing is about 2 tasks and the time given here is 60 minutes. And as for the speaking, we are talking about 3 tasks and for the time given, that's between 11 to 14 minutes. That means the total time for the IELTS test is about or approximately 3 hours or 2 hours 45 minutes. Now let's move to the TOEFL. As for the TOEFL, we have also 4 sections. For the reading, we're talking about 36 to 56 questions and the time given here is between 60 to 80 minutes. The second section is the listening, that's between 34 to 51 questions, that's in a time given 60 to 90 minutes. For the speaking, we have 6 tasks and the time given is 20 minutes. And as for the writing, we have 2 tasks and the time given here is 50 minutes. Starting from August the 1st, 2019, there will be a kind of a change related to the TOEFL. And here, the change will be about the time given for each section. So let's have a look for the highlighted points in the table. So for the reading, it will be between 54 to 72 minutes. As for the listening, it will be 41 to 57 minutes. And for the speaking, it will be about 17 minutes. That is the only changes that will happen starting from August the 1st, 2019. Now, the clear question here will be, which exam do the schools you're interested in accept? That's a vital question because according to this, that you will decide which exam that you will take. So let's have a look here. Is it about study or immigration? Which country and what score? For study or immigration, they are okay actually to accept both exams, whether we're talking here about the IELTS or we're talking about the TOEFL. But we have some certain countries that they don't accept TOEFL for the immigration purposes. Which country that you are traveling to, that you really need to check that, whether they accept or they agree on the TOEFL score or the IELTS score, and according to this, that you are going to make up your mind by the end. What score that you need, it depends actually, and which one is going to be easier for you by the end of each exam. The second question here will be about which exam plays more on your strength points. And this is really important in order to make up your mind on which test that you are going to take. The first point that we are tackling right now among the difference between TOEFL and IELTS is TOEFL has only computerized version. IELTS has both. TOEFL is longer than IELTS. So what about stress? What about your stamina? Reading and listening, for the TOEFL, it has only MCQs. But for the IELTS, it has various types of questions. As for the reading, TOEFL uses only academic texts. IELTS has both academic and general. TOEFL is only one version. IELTS has 2, academic and general training. As for the speaking, TOEFL, you speak to a computer, but for the IELTS, you speak to an IELTS examiner. More logic, natural, and easier to communicate for sure. As for the writing, TOEFL only typing, it asks for around 500 words in 2 essays in just 50 minutes. As for the IELTS, it's about handwriting or typing, that's according to your choice, asks for 400 words in 2 essays in 60 minutes. The only difference here related to the writing is that we need to write or to type more words in less time. That's for the TOEFL, and we're talking about less for sure when it comes to the IELTS. Our next question here is one easier to get to. TOEFL is provided by ETS. IELTS is provided by IDP and BC, which is British Council. Now, by the end of this, that's only up to you whether you take the TOEFL or you take the IELTS. It's all about how well that you are going to answer the previous questions that we have in this episode. See you next time. That's Muhammad Arfa with you.